Hello everybody, Ken Beck with another analytical look at a replay. This time, I decided to pick a replay that'll be more, give you a better idea of what we deal with on a regular basis. Also, there's a couple things I want to note before I continue, actually. First things, there it is. Wow, interesting. First thing I want to point out is my efficiency's climbing. Seriously, I'm stupid happy about this. And then also there's this guy, which is kind of ironic. You killed Kenny, you... that's kind of... It fits the situation, trust me. Anyway. Might as well just get this thing on the road. This was definitely one of the more frustrating matches, and actually watching it again does frustrate me to a degree, because I could not believe just how things hinged on what happened. So we get asked if the Lowes are going to be sniping. I mentioned I'm going right to town. Krulden had other ideas. They wanted to snipe. But I strongly felt that as the top tier heavies in the game, we have a job. And that job is to push that town. As this particular map is very, very skewed towards the northern starting point. It'll be fixed come the next patch. But as it stands, we have a hill to climb to get to town, so more often than not, their heavies get there every single time before we ever will. And I'm fully aware of this. But luckily, I had kind of planned for this. Obviously, I didn't pick the map, but it works for the Lowe. The Lowe's gun mantle is ridiculously thick. There's a lot of armor there that enemies have to shoot through. What you don't want to show in a Lowe is that front plate, the lower plate, is very flat and easy to pen. It's really kind of sad. The upper plate's pretty good. Side armor's alright now. Rear armor, it's rear armor. What do you expect from it? But we're climbing up. I know we're going to be meeting resistance before we even get to town. We're not fast enough for this. But the buff to the elevation and depression of the Lowe's gun has been very nice. Now, at first I figured that might have been a mistake, but really when I think about it, it wouldn't have changed what we ran into regardless. So we just continue climbing the hill. Cheddar was initially hanging back. You can see him way back there. And then Krulden was pushing with me, but Cheddar does eventually meet up with us, and we fight one heck of a fight. So here it begins. We've found three of their dudes. And we want to be able to get rid of them. Oh, there's a fourth. I do something really stupid. I think my first 3 shots are just like into the freaking gun. Yeah, like a genius. Oh, look, there's the 5th. Their 5th heavy that got here before we did. Now, I'm in a position where I want to only expose the turret and only the front of the turret. I don't want to expose the side of my turret to any possible lines of fire. There's a T-34 downrange now. He's going to be coming in range shortly. We've got 7 tanks over here now. T-34-3 shows up. That's 8 tanks. We've already killed a couple of them. Or I think we've only killed 1, actually. There's my first damaging shot of the game as well. Fairly low roll. But the 3 of us are in a position that actually isn't that bad. Now, I want to get a shot into this guy. I think I do get him. Yeah, I do. Now, that was a good roll. ARL 44 shows up to play. And we are heavily focused on just holding this area. There's only 4 of us here. One of us have already died, our Tiger, unfortunately. But we're all pushing as hard as we can and just trying to hold this area, because climbing at this point would be a very, very bad idea. KV1S has showed up to the party now. And you can see I'm looking for shots that I know I can penetrate with now, because I've already screwed up enough of my shots. T-34 pegs me. I did not notice he was even there. And that was my mistake there, where I should have aimed for his body, but I rectified that pretty quickly. I dissuade him from any further attacks with a good shot to his undercarriage. I believe somebody else ends up finishing him off. But I am concerned about him. Yeah, there we go. KV-1S back in base is doing a fantastic job. Now, keep an eye on this. Right there. That T-34 is what ruins the game on us, unfortunately. I ding off him. Yeah, he ends up penetrating me. There's my ding. And then he rams me, so I get a free kill. Now, I know that T-34 is behind me. My concern now is getting around this wreckage and getting my rear into cover from that T-34. I expect my team... See, the team spots him again. I don't have line of sight on him yet. Yeah. Oh, no, I would have line of sight on him. I should have taken that shot when I had the chance. But I didn't want to expose the back of my turret to any of these guys. But now, looking back on the game, that was my critical mistake. I should have tried to silence him when I had the chance. And that will come back to bite me in the butt. And just let this be a lesson yet, too. All it takes is one mistake to completely throw a game, and I believe I made that mistake right there. I could have taken shots at that T-34-3. Now, I'm starting to get frustrated, because it was my mistake, but I did expect help from the team. And I'm getting a little frustrated because that T-34-3 is shooting us in the rear. So I ping the map, basically letting them know, hey, listen, that needs attention. I'm trying to type as fast as I can. The T-34 is now dinging off me. So I want to get into cover again, but it's not going to be perfect. I'm climbing too far now, so I back up a little. I'm still frustrated that that thing is still alive. Very frustrated. I've got a KV-1S to worry about. T-34 nails me with the heat shell right in the back of the turret, or side of the turret, rather. I do manage to silence him. T-34 is still pegging me. I got pegged by the Pershing as well. And I believe I finally die. Notice how I'm keeping myself angled. But then the KV-1S silences me, and Krelden unfortunately killed him a split second after. I'm still heavily peeved that the T-34 was left alive that entire time. A little unnecessarily, but this is literally what we tend to get when I platoon up. We held the town as long as we could, and in the end it didn't matter. All because of a T-34 that was left unchecked, that I unfortunately contributed to. Now, he's going to, at this point, Carlton, I believe, was going to head back to cap, but I told him, don't even worry about it. Save what's left of your repair bill, and see if you can stop the cap from in the circle, or from back here, rather. Things really could have gotten much better, and looking back on the replay, I've learned something from it as well. I really should have taken out that T-34, or at least taken a shot at him while I had the chance, while he was still spotted. But I made the cardinal mistake of relying on a Pubby to play like a team. And while they did for some of the time, it unfortunately did not last. They eventually won by capturing the base, and unfortunately, Krelden just did not have the speed to make it back. He'd have decent speed up to about the river, and then he'd have to climb the hill the entire way back up. And there's just no way he could have done it in time. He would have just ended up dead anyway. So, figured save him some repair bill. We did lose to some decent players, so I can't complain too much. In particular, Stutor, and you killed Kenny. You'll have to excuse my hiccups. I'm sorry. Kreldon did what he could. We all did what we could. I didn't, unfortunately, I forgot to check what Chedda's damage was, but it was respectable because he was a huge help the entire time. We all did something. I walked away with 2,188 damage and 3 kills, and still the team failed us, and I unfortunately contributed to that failure. But it's a good learning experience, and it's definitely something that I believe everyone can watch and learn something from.